Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's the final half of the 18th annual Phoenix Ladies Open, presented by the law offices of Paul J. Sacco. Out at Vista del Camino, we've got a great lead card for you, including Sheliemae Lai, along with Violet Main, Ashley Phelps, and rounding out the card is Jennifer Allen. Plenty of scoring opportunities out here on this 20-hole layout. They're through the toughest 3 holes that are found on the course. In fact, 3 of the easiest holes are what are to come as they close out their round. And we'll see if anyone can make a push to our round 1 leader in Sheliemae Lai.
For the first bike, I was like, I couldn't tell if they were on the grass or on the sidewalk.
This is a temp hole that you guys aren't used to seeing unless it's at this particular event. And it plays as an island. You see the white whiskers just about at the 10-meter marking. It's a little tighter, I believe, on the left side where the sidewalk comes into play. Shelly looks like she's gotten past it, but they're going to have a decision or a conversation to be had at least and double check. And we see the forehand from Ashley, and we know there's for sure 3 that are parked. And after going up and looking, Sheliemae was just a few feet short of being in bounds. She did call provisional because she didn't actually go up and look. So I love that call. It's a little pro tip for everyone out there. If you're not sure, especially if you haven't personally looked or if a spotter has called it out of bounds, go ahead and call provisional just in case that ultimately isn't how it shakes out. So I really like that. We're seeing birdies by the rest of the card. And so that's a 2-stroke swing in favor of everyone but Sheliemae. And just like that, we have an even tighter ball game with that 2-stroke swing. Jen is just 1 back of Sheliemae, and Ashley and Violet now just 2 back. Yes, this plays as a triple Mando like you're used to seeing.
That was great. Could be worse.
You have to make it through the 2 vertical uprights and keep it underneath the flag line barrier. It's not much of a barrier, I suppose. You gotta throw it through the goal, though.
Yep. Great. Honestly, great.
There's no other OB outside of the fence, that is. Sometimes we see in other configurations that off to the left and deep of the basket are out of bounds, but not this weekend. Shelly's opening round, I believe, was rated 991 when she came out with her 7 under. That was 2 better than Violet, 3 better than Ashley, and 5 better than Jen.
I'm not feeling like running it. No need. No need. Not that one. No need.
Jen with an opportunity to tie things up. Nice, confident putting stroke.
Sometimes they go in, baby. Jenny.
I've known Jen Allen for more than a decade. Yeah, way more than that. Never heard her once called Jenny. Well, 12 played on the somewhat on the more difficult side, surprisingly 5th most difficult hole on the course.
Great.
Jenny here. It just sounds funny even saying it. Has to take advantage of the distance. She's can get a few of these next few holes just off the raw power. I think she has an advantage over a couple of the other competitors.
Pretty.
Oh, but a full flex. Perfect shot out of Violet. Parked on hole 13. Does this have the distance? Online but short. Players are allowed to tee off to the sides. However, in these near perfect conditions, no one seems to be taking advantage of it. I think that'll be one of the upgrades and updates that we see as the course eventually gets redesigned and reconfigured. We'll see new tee pads, and I don't think we'll have to answer that question time and time again. There's enough hope. It's not enough progress. All right, so Jen had the opportunity to take the outright lead there. She's already erased the 5-stroke deficit coming into the round. That's assuming Sheliemae makes this comebacker. And that looks pretty solid.
Me, right, Violet?
Sure.
Okay, honey.
I'll bring up the caboose.
Okay. Great job, hon. Yeah.
Ashley not taking anything for granted, and short range birdie putt. Not a problem. Violet Main picks up the birdie and now is just one back of our co-leader. She goes to 7 under, and it's getting even more interesting. This one's just 5 feet shorter.
You're cool. Whoa, you're cool.
I mean, Ashley says it. You're cool.
Pretty, Jen. Pretty. Pretty.
We got to check to skip, and I don't think you're complaining about that one. Just left the pin, kept everything on the right out of play, and a very different approach as we're seeing from Ashley here, just going with the high hyzer off to the right side. I feel like that could be a viable option for Jen as well. Just play it up high and then more or less play for either a subtle skip or just put more angle and have it come spiking down. She's got the power to do either. And this looks released early. And a huge mistake. That's going to be out of bounds.
That's ridiculous.
All that happened earlier.
Little celebrity sighting coming in there. As that gentleman joined us to watch the round, all prepping for his Ironman that he was going to do on Sunday. He already had his practice in, so it was great to see him out here acting as a gallery for another sport he loves.
Get it. Come on.
Jen?
I can tell every time it locked. That kind of like it did.
Yeah, talking about her arm locking up, and you see her, of course, taped up there on her right side, and Ashley's going to miss the comebacker. That's going to hurt, especially when you're seeing everyone else with par or better look. And back-to-back birdies coming from Violet on 13 and 14. Those are not two that a lot of the field is getting. In fact, let me clarify. Violet was the only birdie on hole number 13 in the entire field. And there was only 2 birdies, so she was one of 2 on 14. So, yeah, definitely not many are getting it. So, bonus birdies, if I can spit that one out. Does she have another bonus here on 15? So 365, 360, and now 367. That's the last 3 holes.
Very nice.
And I'm going to say that this one presents the biggest challenge to actually access.
Oh. Gosh.
Sheliemae back to even on her round and is sitting in third as we see both Violet and Jen at 8 under as your co-leaders. Plenty wide. Does it have enough ground play to get over? That's going to put her in range. Long distance look from Sheliemae. And she gets it.
Very nice putt, Shell.
Her own cheering gallery, well, right there on the card with her. What a birdie and an opportunity to tie up with Violet and Jen. And Violet's birdie look isn't on the mark. Jen just about circle's edge, also doesn't convert. So they had an opportunity to maintain their leads, but instead we're going to have a 3-way tie at 8 under. I think the math tells me there's 5 holes left to play. Remember, 20-hole layout. That's what they played during round 1 and also what they're playing in round number 2. If it hasn't been made obvious already, this is the final round. 2 rounds in one day.
No, but for real, have you? Have you
Ashley
considered putting
asking.
left-handed?
No, God, that would be so bad.
Could you imagine?
It would be so bad.
Ashley asking if Jen's considered putting left-handed. That's a good question for you guys out there. Whether it's to just change things up, whether it's a slump, whether it's an injury. Have you ever putted opposite-handed? And give me a rating. 1 to 10, how good are you? Like, naturally. Some people, to my surprise, some people, I think, don't look too bad. And some people have a hard time just balancing that way. Let me know in the comments, though. Violet is shot down early. Jen has an opportunity. I love the angle here. Trying to just keep that tree out of play if she can.
No long putt there.
Put it on one angle. Play for a little bit of a skip. And Ashley puts it on one angle, but releases it way too early and is saved. That was tracking out of bounds the whole way. And now she's going to instead have a chance to get up and down and save par.
Thanks. All right.
She is falling behind, though. "16 is the 4th easiest hole. 17 is the easiest. That's coming up next, if you haven't figured that out. And then 19 is second easiest. And Violet, short. Jen's missed a couple at circle's edge, but this one, not a problem. Out of 24 women, we saw about 25% birdie this hole. Looks like there was maybe only one bogey, so birdies and pars on the 16th. Sheliemae captures the par and is going to be one back now of our leader, Jen. I'm going to head to the catch here on 17. Just waiting for someone to ace in my face right there. Ring it up. Jen with the park job. Another park job. I want an ace, though. Backhand. Closer. Closer, I like. Let's ring it up. Little skip. She's calling for it, and she's going to be deep. It can't go in unless you at least get it to the pin. Got to give it a chance. That one's going to be high right side, and you have to assume with how easy this hole is, and then how easy the last couple are with her 3 card mates all out in front of her by this much, you got to think she needed that one to have any chance to stay in contention. And it still likely wouldn't be enough, but she needed that one as Sheliemae is going to move to 9 under. And Violet and Jen will both move in. Jen's going to get to double digits. And she's out in front by 1 with just 18, 19, and 20 to play. 18 setting up for her at 340 feet.
Oh, I like that angle. That's great. One time. Oh, smallest minuscule.
No, Skippy.
And you see just behind the basket, a huge shout out to our friends over there at Team Green. They've been prepping food for the players, all just done on donation basis. So you head on over there. Hopefully you find something that you like to eat. They've got food, drinks, all sorts of things. And simply drop some money into the donation bucket. What a great service and just an awesome thing to have right there on the course. Plenty of us took advantage of it for lunch and happy to drop some money in the donation bucket. That is pulled right. Jamie Spencer and her family. I know her mom, sister, dad, significant other, all in town pulling off the event. Tim, our volunteer coordinator, is Ashley, or excuse me, as Violet almost rings that one up.
God, I'm trying.
Dan and Robin over at First Light. Chris Cobb out there doing work. Tons of people. Paul J. Sacco, along with Stacy Charles and all of the originators. And just squeaking it in. Sheliemae gets to 10.
Good job, Shelly.
And I don't know every single person involved by any means, not being from out there, but I know there are so many people hands-on at this event. And it's been incredible to be out here and be part of it for the last few years. And I hope you guys are enjoying the action. I mean, it's on the shirt. Buckets. 2 holes left to play, including hole 19, the second easiest hole on the course. I think it should be the easiest. Statistically, it's second easiest, I guess. There's easy ways to find out of bounds. Jen almost rings it up. Sheliemae is going to need to answer. She's 1 back, and she's done just that. Even closer than Jen. I'm not a fan of the forehand route as much, only because there's so much room on the right side, and then you should never be bringing that tree into play. But I also am terrible at throwing forehand, so maybe I'm not qualified to even speak on it. But things like that can happen too. The wrong skip, and next thing you know, you're out of bounds, and the tree's still in a factor. So kind of a double whammy. All those little flowers are CTPs, which I think is one of my favorite ways of ever seeing closest to the pin's done as Jen squeaks hers in. Not exactly confident, but that will at least guarantee her the one-stroke lead going into the final hole. What a battle.
Barely.
Taking nothing for granted, Sheliemae in for birdie, and as I mentioned, the one-stroke deficit to Jen going into the final hole, which isn't an easy one. We've seen far more bogeys than we've seen birdies on this one. The obligatory high fives to everyone out there. Little gallery that's formed as we're closing out. Nearly 130 women for the event, 16 different divisions, all playing on one day on 2 separate courses. Wow, the one mistake Jen cannot make is to throw it out of bounds, and she's inches from doing just that. Inches. Still, all pressure back on both Sheliemae and Violet. Can they make something happen? Jen's in birdie range. And so even though she'll get the spot over there, that will likely put an end to the run for Sheliemae, an end to her title defense as well. And the exact same fate for Violet. Brutal. With Jen not being parked, it gives them a chance to put something up there, make a putt. It's a very difficult birdie, I get that. But the one thing you can't do is go out of bounds. And that may seal the deal for both Violet along with Sheliemae here. She has this to save par. Par keeps her, a bogey will bring her back to 10 under. Violet has a chance to stay at 10, same putt. And she also doesn't connect. That gives Jen a chance to lay up, which she should have done. She'd later say, I don't know what I was thinking, and I agree. There was zero reason for her to run that with water that close. What a closeout for Ashley.
Thanks, honey. Had to end strong, Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm sure we're going to continue to see Ashley, especially in the Arizona scene, but hopefully at some other events as well. The bogey for Violet.
What a rodeo the last round. Yeah. You had a stretch of
She called it a rodeo. It's been an incredible battle. The fact that Sheliemae seemed to be the front runner for at least the first half of the course, and then Jen came charging. Violet was right there. Then Sheliemae fought back. And your champion at the 18th Annual Phoenix Ladies Open, presented by Paul J. Sacco, none other than Arizona's own Jennifer Allen. Thank you again to everybody. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. I'm going to catch up with Jen Allen, your champion. Here's what she had to say. I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog, catching up with our champion and Jen Allen. Jen, I've been here for 6, 7, 8 years, and I feel like we have like 5 or 6 or 7 different champions. Today, it's you. How does that feel?
It's good. I've missed this event for the last couple of years. Last year I took the kids on vacation. The year before that I went to Australia. This is Australia time of year. So stuck around this year and played not great the first round. So I was just trying to have a good time, and I did not expect to come back and win.
Some solid, yeah, I was just going to say, let's focus. They just watched round 2, so solid golf. How did your game feel overall?
Every week my elbow's getting a little bit better. I'm throwing good now without a ton of pain. It's just putting, it'll sometimes lock up or just horrible pain randomly. So missed a few putts. I wish I would have made all those. That was a pretty solid round, but made some great putts.
Yeah.
Missed a few. Survived 2 rounds in one day. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly, which isn't exactly normal these days. And then
No.
speaking of schedule, you've got 2 more events here in 2024 still. Big Arm Challenge, also playing next weekend. Is there an off season for you? Does it feel like things really wind down?
My arm sure would love one.
Yeah, I bet.
I actually need 3 more events to wrap up the year, but it's like 1 or 2 a month. So, but no, I mean, and then we start 1st of January with the Memorial. So there is not a month off. We have an event every year or every month here in Arizona, as we should, because it's beautiful. So.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Well, anything that you'd like to say to everyone out there that's been watching?
No, thanks for always supporting the women and coming out to beautiful Arizona to film us. Give the fans what they want.
That's right. That's Jen Allen, your champion here at the 18th annual Phoenix Ladies Open, presented by the law offices of Paul J. Sacco. We'll see you next time.
Did you see my...